Hey everybody, it's Charles, also known as the Humble Mechanic here. For the last few years, I've been able to be a guest at the CRP booth at Apex. And this year, I am super pumped to be able to hang out on the virtual road tour. For the rest of our time together, CRP members are going to be walking us through what's on the horizon for the CRP family of brands. With that, David, what do you got for us?
Hey everyone, David Hirschhorn here to talk about a few new products we have with the Rein Automotive product offering. The first I want to discuss is a valve cover for BMW N26 engines. These engines are the super ultra low emission vehicle engines used on the 4-cylinder vehicles in the 2, 3, and 4 series vehicles. The interesting things about this valve cover are, number one, it's made of plastic, so obviously we all know these fail by warping or cracking over time, along with having an integrated breather valve, which often will fail during the course of a vehicle's life. Along with supplying the valve cover, just like you'd get at a dealer, the other things we're doing are we include the eccentric shaft seal sensor, an OE oil cap, as well as the breather hose you need when you're replacing this valve cover. Breather hose is obviously very important because if it's leaking, you're going to get a check engine light, and as you can see, there's quick connect fittings on both ends, as well as O-rings, that if you try and use an old one that was on the vehicle for 80,000 miles or longer, chances are you're going to have a leak. It's going to lead to a check engine light. Next two products are, as you can see, some simple coolant hoses for BMW V8s. Very simple hoses, not very expensive, even at the dealer level. The problem is that the fitting that the OEM uses is made of plastic. So what we did is we heard from our Innovation Council members that they're having a huge issue with this. It's not an expensive part. The problem is they're located under the intake manifold, and often it takes about 3 hours to replace these. So what we've done is we've worked with our suppliers to replace that plastic fitting with an aluminum one on our version. So now you've got one where you can replace it once and it's going to last the lifetime of the vehicle. Last product I'd like to talk about is from a new product offering that we've got this year. These are Asian oil pans, both engine and transmission oil pans. This one is a transmission oil pan for Toyota 2.4 liter 4-cylinders used in the late 2000s. As you can see, it's a stamped steel oil pan, so there's a few failure possibilities here. Number one is rust if you live anywhere up in the north. Number two is when you're trying to remove it, it's often easy to damage the sealing surface of the oil pan. The great thing is with the Rein Automotive offering, not only do you get the pan, you also get the drain plug bolt, and we include the gasket as well, just like we do with all of the oil pans we offer, to make sure that you don't get stuck with a car on the lift or having to run a gasket out to a shop because they don't have it and they need to complete the repair. So that's just a few new parts we've got as part of the Rein offering. I'd like to thank you for tuning in. Everyone have a good one.
All right, Charles the Humble Mechanic back to wrap things up. On behalf of the entire CRP team, I'd like to thank you guys for letting the virtual roadshow take a swing through your office today. CRP has never been more driven, and hopefully you learned a few things today. Now, if you have any questions, don't hesitate. Please feel free to reach out to your CRP representative.